Bone-crunching test of mind over matter, Australia's top endurance riders have just finished the prestigious Tom Quilty ride. The 24-hour race is in memory of the legendary 160-kilometre Cattleman's Rides, and this year created a new legend with New South Wales rider Andrew Bailey winning the Gold Cup for the second year in succession.
4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck, riders.
As the single shot rang out on the still night air, 150 riders headed into the darkness of the Adelaide Hills. Competitors faced 24 hours in the saddle. For the next 6 hours, they'd be riding in the dark. At first light, they were 90 kilometres down the track. Overnight, more than 30 riders got lost when they took a wrong turning, and more disappointment was in store when some horses failed to qualify for the third phase of the competition.
And not only do I think he's got to stay put, I think you better keep a pretty close eye on him.
Roughly 1 in 3 horses were vetted out. Battling tiredness and tough terrain, most riders still kept their spirits up.
So I won't need to go to Jenny Craig.
How's the ride going?
Oh, great.
Nice and cool. Then, in a little over 10 hours, New South Wales hot favourite Andrew Bailey crossed the finish line, winning the Quilty for the second year in succession, but not easily.
Quite a hard ride, a lot of hills. Even though the hills weren't all that high, there was plenty of them.
Victorian Gail Holmes was the first woman across the line. Ingrid Piper for Sports World.
Great effort there to rally cars, and New Zealander Possum Bourne has made a comeback and won the Festival State Rally in Adelaide after overcoming the mechanical problems which dogged his Subaru Turbo during earlier rounds of the Australian Rally Car Championship. It might be called the City of Churches, but there was nothing heavenly about the 220-kilometre course around Adelaide in the Barossa Valley for round 3 of the Australian Rally Championships. 69 of Australia's top rally cars took to the 24-stage course, the bright yellow and blue Subaru Turbo of Possum Bourne taking an early lead in the Class A cars. The winner of the Alpine and West Australian rallies, Rob Herridge, in his Group N Subaru Turbo, was having difficulties, allowing 1990 champion Ed Ordinsky in his Mitsubishi VR4 to take a 45-second lead. For Andrew Lovell in the Mazda Ostina, a slight detour, but with a little help, car 15 was soon back on track. At the end of day 1, Bourne had a 2-minute 12-second lead ahead of Ross Dunkerton in the Class A cars. In the N class, Ordinsky had a 3-minute lead over Herridge, and Wayne Bell had moved into first place in the front-wheel drives. On the second and final day, Bourne was determined to hang on to his lead. Dunkerton's driving skills were up to scratch, but his Mitsubishi was not fast enough to win the race. Bourne was first home, with Ordinsky in his Mitsubishi crossing the line first in the Group N class. Wayne Bell led the front-wheel drives in his Hyundai Lantra. The 4th round of the Australian Rally Championships will take drivers to Gympie in Queensland in the second weekend in July. That's it for me for the moment, but the biggest upsets of the day at the French Open with some of the major seeds out. Bruce, a lot of action there.
Sure was. Thanks for that, Brooke. And after this break, back with more on Sports World.
A star so big, he'll blow you away.
I thought you'd be bigger.
Patrick Swayze. A movie so hot, it'll set your screen on fire.
You know, you might even like it.
Roadhouse. He's a one-man army.
I know you're not a nice guy.
I'm shy. And a target for revenge.
She's crazy. Prepare to die.
The biggest box office star of the 90s.
I thought you'd be bigger.
In the first sizzling TV release.
I'm gonna save it from you!
8:30 tonight, Roadhouse. And tomorrow, see Swayze in Youngblood on 7.
These days, you have to face some very heavy competition to achieve world acclaim. But as the only cellular phone with a coveted Japanese Nikkei Design Award tucked under our belts, it seems our product had that something extra.
Motorola!
Ooh.
Call for Motorola!
So if you want the world leader in cellular phones,
Call for Motorola!
At BP, our emphasis on research and testing often leaves an impression on our visitors.
4th floor, aviation fuel research. motorsport fuel and oil testing.
And everything we learned from this research, we put to use in a very practical place. Your local BP service station.
Pizza for Ted King? Top floor.
Top floor, space research.
BP, on the move.
Strong